Hey everybody, Pickle Gamer here, and I'm doing a video just not on video games, even though I think I got another Xbox video in me. Star Trek. Star Trek's one of the most widely known science fiction franchises of all time, right there with Star Wars. It's just been a phenomenon for a very long time, again, like Star Wars. After Star Trek Enterprise, the whole franchise pretty much just kind of went dormant until J.J. Abrams created his Kelvin universe, which is what it's called, based on the events in the movie. I'm not going to try to spoil too much. And it's a big budget action flicks. They're fun. A lot of people hate them. I understand they're what they are, and I enjoy them for what they are. Though we really haven't had any type of new Star Trek until CBS, with their CBS All Access streaming service, dropped something on us a couple years ago called Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery happens in between Enterprise and Captain Kirk. Actually, it's like nearly 10 years before Captain Kirk. So it's in the 23rd century, and, you know, this is events leading up to it. The whole thing that really blew people's minds, including myself, and why I basically said no more to it after I watched them, is that what they did, CBS did, is they tried to rewrite Star Trek history. There was a lot of things, the way the Klingons looked, the technology, which was way too advanced, and other things. Just the storylines didn't make sense. So I got a good ways through the first season, and I said no. I shut it down. I stopped watching. Season 2 came and passed. And then people in my family said, yeah, it's not the original. They're doing stuff, but they tried to fix, they've done things, etc. Try it. I got actually most of the way through season 1, and I stopped. The characters are actually good. The story, you know, some of the storytelling is pretty good. It's not as good as the original Star Treks, but then again, sometimes some of the Star Treks, some of the storytelling was far from good. Even though people have a lot of Trekkies out there, you guys, we do have rose-colored glasses. There's some really shit out there in the older series as well. So I gave it a chance. I picked it back up. I got hooked because I think it's a hunger and a need for Star Trek. I started watching. I'm like, okay, I got through the season. I'm like, And then they ended it with introducing Captain Pike, which, if you don't know who he is, was the first captain of the Enterprise, which in the Star Trek pilot. And of course, a lot of things happened. And again, I'm just being very general because if you don't know anything, I want you to go into it and see what happens. So what they did was CBS was tasked with a new director, a writer, or I should say, and said go in there and fix it. And they did. They did a lot of retconning, which is going back in and fixing stuff. So yes, CBS was guilty of trying to fuck over Star Trek's canon, and a lot of us Trekkies, we had a right to be angry. And I was just like, whatever. It's not Star Trek. I don't want to see it. Let it exist on its own. At least, even in my own thoughts, even when I talk to people, I said at least Star Trek is out there. At least it's being its own thing. If it was another alternate dimension, I could have got into it and stayed to it from the get-go. I couldn't. I did pick this up and start watching it again. And after I got into season 2 and them trying it into the other stuff, the other part of the normal Prime canon or Prime timeline, I got hooked. I powered through 14-hour-long, just about hour-long episodes in a couple of days, on and off. Work from home. Like, if people don't know, I've said this for years. I've had some times where this leading up to Christmas break here, it's been kind of slow. I'd be working, playing it in the background, and I really enjoyed it. It is far from perfect. There's a lot there. It is about time travel. It is looping in the Prime universe or Prime timeline and looping in the old canon and trying to fix stuff. Did they fix it completely? No. It's better. It's much better. It's got loopholes. The way they kind of got away from not seeing a lot of this information in the original series where Kirk came in is they did something. It's not going to spoil it. How they get away from it? They pretty much, due to Spock's intervention, told them to classify it. And I saw some bigger YouTubers, I'm not going to mention names, and people going, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Really? The Temporal Prime Directive keeps a lot of shit from a lot of parts of the Federation. The part, Section 31, which is in this series, but also in the original series, they kept stuff from other people due to it needed to be kept secret. I mean, it happens. I mean, Star Trek is based off of really military. I mean, you know, in the series, they say we're not a military outfit. They are military, you know, oriented. They have rules, regulations, treason, things like that. It happens. So, is it kind of a, you know, just a shitty way of doing it? What else were they going to do? Do some massive, crazy ass temporal mind wipe? Maybe, but then some people would have griped and said, oh my God, it's so stupid. Look, just go in and black it out. Just make it not happen. And if you go forward into the series, Pike is going to be what happens to him. I'm not going to spoil that for people that don't know what Star Trek is about. And a lot of people that you see on the Enterprise toward the end, because they're not going to be there. The main Chekhov, Sulu, Uhura, Scotty, Bones, they're not there yet. So it works perfectly because they're going to go on their own merry way, do other stuff. They're not going to talk about it due to, you know, just to protect timelines, protect lives. And it wraps it up fairly well. Not perfect. They were trying to cover their ass, but I at least saw the effort. A lot of people I've watched, those bigger YouTubers, just tear into Discovery, and I get it. But even after they're trying and doing a lot of, to me, good stuff in Season 2, a lot of people are just salty bitches. Yes. Just like a lot of Star Wars fans, they're salty bitches because things aren't exactly the way they want them. The Trekkies out there are, nah, 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 nah. Look, would you rather Star Trek remain dead and lifeless on TV? Seriously, I want a lot of people out there to tell me. And I have to say, if you really want it to be like that, then I'd say get the fuck over yourself. I love Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie. Star Wars is great. I'm going to go see Rise of Skywalker this Friday sometime. I'm going to make it happen Friday or Saturday. But to allow, you know, just sit back and have rose-colored glasses constantly and never want to see your favorite intellectual property go forward is narrow-minded, and it's stupid. Yes, what they did at first, CBS did it first, and Paramount, they were assholes. They were trying to shit all over Star Trek, and they did. Basically, they went back, somebody took some toilet paper, some wet wipes, and wiped it up and cleaned it up very well, and it's not perfect, but then they try to kind of lovingly wrap it into the prime timeline, and then what happens at the end of Season 2 makes the Starship Discovery, which is part, of course, the title, it be its own thing and go further on. Is it perfect? No. Is there going to be some retconning there? Maybe. But to be honest, I think Star Trek Discovery was a needed kick in the pants to Star Trek, though they started out the wrong way. I'm going to say this as a longtime Star Trek fan since I was a kid and just turned on the TV and saw something descending down to the planet, didn't know what I was looking at. I was watching Next Generation. That's my favorite. Well, actually, it's a tie between it and Voyager, to be honest. And falling in love with that, not really the original series. I'm not a huge fan of the original series. I don't care if that makes people go gasp. I mean, outside the main characters, there's a lot of bad acting, a lot of weird shit, and it did pioneer Star Trek and it broke grounds, but it wasn't as great as a lot of people get. Again, rose-colored glasses. I love Star Trek. And to see Star Trek is getting now Picard, which is actually going to, in the prime timeline, move past Next Generation in the movies, great. Discovery got to do stuff in the past, and now they got their own thing going on. Awesome. Star Trek is alive, folks. Was it done right? No. But it was done at least it seems like they fixed it to a pretty good point. It's not great. I mean, it's not perfect. It's great. I actually enjoyed it. When I got done with season 2, I sat back and went, I looked around, seriously, I said, shit, I like it. It's a mess in some points. The technology, the look of certain things are not quite right. Technology is a little off, but seriously, folks, they didn't have the best budget. They didn't have a lot of things to do with. When you look at the original series, it looked bad because that's all they had. You're not going to make it exact, and that I can be okay with. Some of the technology left over, no, it's kind of just, it's a sore spot for me. The technology part was the sore spot, really, of everything, the way everything looks. And of course, the Klingons were sort of explained away, sort of not. You know, it's not perfect. And of course, when it comes to the Klingons, they used to look like just old barbarians or Mongolians, and then they turned around and had the ridges. Come on, things change. I'm trying to say is I like Discovery. I like what it finally became when CBS got their head out of their ass. And the hate and the constant just bitching from a lot of the community I'm seeing, y'all just need to shut up. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's what I did. I shut the hell up. I didn't watch it for a while, and I gave it a chance. I figured out with the retconning, the changes, I liked it. It's not perfect, but I liked it. If you don't like it, then shut up. But at least Star Trek is not sitting on our shelves and DVDs, Blu-rays, or online being streamed, and that's the only place we ever get to it, and we're sitting there going, I wish they'd give us new. They're giving us new. If we give them feedback, they hopefully will listen. Let's be positive and hope CBS and Paramount will go forward and take Star Trek to where it needs to be and stop being so salty about it. Because if we don't, if it gets where we get so bad reviews, so bad ratings, they're going to take it off again, and who knows we'll ever see Star Trek again like this. So people need to chill. Be vocal. Tell CBS and Paramount we don't like this, but don't sit there and just be just salty little bitches and get all over the place and hate on something so bad because it's not what you want. Be productive. Be constructive. And actually ask and try to push CBS and Paramount to make Discovery what you want it to be, and hopefully Picard become what we want to be, or we're just not going to have Star Trek anything new for a long time. 12 minutes and 57 seconds. I rambled on. I love Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery is good now to me. It was a horrible start. They know what they fucked up, and they fixed it to an extent. They kind of still fucked it up. I'm okay with it. It's better than not having any other Star Trek, and I think we need to just be positive going forward. Let me know what you think in comments below. Are you a Trekkie? You don't care? What do you think about Star Trek Discovery? Just let me know in the comments. Just keep it civil, but I like to hear what everybody's thinking. All right, everybody. PKO Gamer.